At first glance, a Kennedy half-dollar looks like ordinary pocket change, hefty, a little old-fashioned, and easy to overlook. But beneath that unassuming surface lies one of the most volatile treasure hunts in American coin collecting. While millions of these coins are still spent daily on coffee, gas, or tolls, a tiny fraction are secretly worth a fortune. Collectors are hunting them obsessively right now, and you might be holding one without even knowing it. This is the story of 3 specific Kennedy half-dollar coins that look ordinary, feel ordinary, but have quietly become life-changing assets. Check your change carefully before it's too late. The emotional genesis of a legend. The story begins not with a mint, but with a tragedy. After President John F. Kennedy's assassination in 1963, the nation was shattered. The United States Mint faced unprecedented pressure to release a memorial coin that could channel the country's grief. By 1964, Kennedy half-dollars were rushed into production. Americans hoarded them as fast as banks could distribute them. Collectors quietly pulled the finest examples before the public even understood what was happening. That panic, that raw emotion, created one of the most charged coins in U.S. history. And today, that same emotional energy fuels a market that has grown fierce and silent. The first trap, the 1964D Kennedy half-dollar, looks ordinary. That's the danger. The 1964D Kennedy half-dollar appears unremarkable. On the averse, you see Gilroy Roberts' powerful left-facing portrait of Kennedy, with liberty arching above and In God We Trust split beneath his neck. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, features the presidential Sela fierce eagle clutching arrows in an olive branch, surrounded by a burst of stars. Patriotic, dignified, and easy to dismiss. But here's what changes everything. 90% silver composition. This was the only regular issue. Kennedy half-dollar struck entirely in 90% silver for circulation, and that single fact has made it legendary. The Denver Mint's stress and your advantage. The Denver Mint worked under crushing demand. Dies wore down quickly. Striking pressure fluctuated wildly. As a result, many 1964D coins left the mint weakly struck or damaged. But the ones that survived sharply detailed. Untouched, with original surfaces, are now gold. Weight, approximately 12.5 grams. Diameter, 10.6 halmi. Feel thick, solid, heavy in the hand. Modern coins cannot compare. The #1 mistake that destroys value. Most people panic when they see dark toning, old dirt, or antique silver surfaces. They scrub the coin thinking they're improving it. Never do this. That mistake can erase thousands of dollars in an instant. Collectors pay a premium for natural dark silver. Texture, because it proves authenticity in untouched age. A cleaned coin is a dead coin. Why it fools people. It looks modern and feels lighter than silver quarters. But its real value is no longer in metal content, is in survival condition and collector demand. What to look for in very fine condition. George Washington's portrait firm and centered. Liberty bold above. In God We Trust engraved beneath his chin. Date 1971, sharp at the bottom. D mint mark just to the right of the bow in his hair tie. On the reverse, every feather still shows definition, with slight softening at the high points. Cleaning or polishing this coin destroys its natural surface integrity instantly. Auction demand for standout 1971D. Quarters can spike unexpectedly, especially when they appear with strong eye appeal and minimal circulation damage. Silent wealth walks out the door every single day when these are spent without a second thought. The 1981 Washington quarter. Too modern to matter? Wrong. Something feels almost deceptive about a 1981 Washington quarter with a P mint. Mark in old circulated condition. It looks so recent, so common, so forgettable. Yet that exact appearance is what causes people to lose something far bigger than they realize. This coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint during a period of inflation pressure, shifting consumer confidence, and heavy coin circulation demand. By 1981, quarters were fully copper nickel, clad 75% copper and 25% nickel over a pure copper cord. No silver, no obvious precious metal signal. What most people miss. Most assume modern quarters like this have no collector value unless they are errors. That assumption is exactly what pushes rare preserved, or unusually well-struck examples, straight out of circulation. Collectors quietly evaluate rim integrity, lettering sharpness, whether original mint luster is still faintly trapped in protected areas. Natural surface preservation cleaned coins lose grading potential instantly, even without dramatic minting errors. Sharply defined details and original, untouched surfaces can trigger serious collector attention. Auction behavior around standout 1981P quarters can shift fast when the right specimen appears. Most sit unnoticed for years, but when demand spikes for high-grade circulation survivors, competition becomes surprisingly aggressive. The 1991P Washington quarter, the late modern sleeper. There is a quiet shock hidden inside.
1991
Washington quarter with a P mint. Mark in very fine condition. Nothing about it looks rare. Nothing looks special. And that is exactly why so many of these are still being spent. Like they are worth nothing at all. Never, ever clean this coin. One careless wipe can permanently destroy decades of natural surface history and erase serious collector demand overnight. Authentic black spotting and untouched surfaces are becoming harder to find every year. Many were cleaned, polished, or spent without a second thought. The astonishing market reality. Today, high-end examples of the 1972 no mint mark Kennedy $50 in original circulated condition have reached auction levels, approaching WWII-era. That is silent fortune hiding inside a coin most Americans still ignore. Professional grade